Monday. It is very slippery out. Very slippery. We've seen 2 cars off in the ditch. 2. Somebody's in retrograde, I think. Mercury. I know some of you don't believe that, but I'm telling you right now, it is a thing. If you watch random nights where you sleep terrible, it's you. Let's talk about a couple of things. I slept like total shat last night.
It was a rough night.
Bad. And Deb reminded me that there's a full moon or retrograde. Actually, a full moon or working up to the full moon. That's what I have noticed. Ever since I've started doing this, when I say I sleep terrible, people will go, it's because it's a full moon. And I never used to believe it, but now I watch and it's true. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Deb.
Okay.
When I worked years ago, when I worked at this like little gas station, she was a dispatcher for the police department. She would walk in and she'd go, it's a full moon and it's going to be a terrible night. When I worked at the doctor's office, we all kind of noticed a difference too. People were so sour on, whenever you pick up the phone and they're immediately yelling at you and you haven't even done anything. Speaking of sour, I have a new reel up. I told you that I had planned Mindset Monday or Monday's Mindset. I love Mondays. I feel like they are just like the start of something great that could happen. I know
it's a reset day.
It is. It's a reset day. I know Mondays get a bad rap. Anyways, they're a really good day to just start over. Like, let's just say you screwed up all weekend. They're a good day to like have a good attitude and say, today is a new day. We can do this. The new reel is about letting go of negative people, which that made such a huge difference in our lives. I think sometimes we don't even realize how much they're affecting us. I remember being around like really negative, nasty people, but you don't really realize they're doing it until you start paying attention to how you feel inside when they're around. If you feel agitated and irritated and like you just look like that, they are usually having more effect on you than what you even realize. And I remember when I was younger and I just felt like, oh my gosh, life has to be more than just this. It was just going to work every day, same old grind, leaving the house at 7 a.m., coming home at 6:30 p.m., and then running kids all evening. I was just like, I am just so agitated. And part of it was some of the people I was surrounding myself with. So I started distancing myself from, and I wasn't rude, I would just try not to be near them or say I just don't want to do anything or whatever. But anyways, that's what today's mindset is. Surround yourself by happy, positive. Do you have any words of wisdom, Deb?
Really, for me, life is all that you make it. If you think it's going to be bad, it's going to be bad. If you think it's going to be good, you have the power to make it a good day. So,
it's true. I feel like my ovary is exploding.
that's a bad day.
We had a couple meetings with some house people today. But I wanted to show you, ooh, I turned it off instead of on. This little cabinet that I redid, it's on my reel. So I'm going to show you that now. I would show you a few of the tips that I like to use when decorating like a surface like this. First of all, I turned it around. So this side is now towards the dining room. Let me turn the camera around. I turned on a few more lights because it's been so dark and dreary, but do you guys remember this when we first got this? I'm going to put a post up where I shared what this looked like before, and then we did this paint technique. What I first do when I am decorating a space like this, or a surface, I should say, sometimes I put down like a runner or something like this. This is a vintage one I think I got in a box at an auction. But the number one thing I do is I put a tray down, a round tray, some type of thing to bring lots of little things together. This tray happens to be one that we found when we were out antiquing. Is this the one? Yes, this is the one. So I'm going to share the post where we found this, because we found a lot of fun things. So I will link that here. The reason why I asked is because Deb actually made this one, and I scooted all this over so we had room here. But Deb actually made this one as a Trash Tuesday piece. So I will link that post here if you guys want to see close up. The next thing I did, and what I like to do then, is add something tall. Either two of the same on each side if you're going to decorate a big surface like this, or on one side. I just wanted one. This plant, this artificial plant, is one of my favorites. I bought this in the rental. If it's still available, I'll look and I will link it here. I love it. I think it looks so real. I think it's just this part that just looks, you know. And the, look, I haven't even washed this. Now that's kind of dirty. Yeah, I'll get right on that. Anyways, this is like this like plastic little pot. So of course I will use a basket, or like this. I think I got this just a couple weeks ago, if you guys remember. It's an antique flower pot for, I think it was $5.90. I have actually seen some people like put this in a bucket or a pail or something on their porch and then fill this with dirt, and it looks even more real. So that's another tip. Then what I do is I start adding smaller things to the tray or your basket or whatever. So bringing all the little small things together on a tray or a basket makes one thing, if that makes sense. I'm going to see if this is still available. I got this year. I think this looks real. And another tip that I do when I have artificial plants is to set them on saucers. I just think that that makes them even look more real. Face it, I kill every houseplant.
Everyone.
And then I just start layering. I always put candles in my little areas. Either these are just antique brass ones, or I've gotten some from Pottery Barn, those wooden ones. And you know what? I'm just remembering somebody asked me for these. And then another tip is to add books. You can either use vintage, or I just use these to raise something up that you want a little higher. And then these are those tulips that I shared yesterday. I love them. I just tucked them in this old pitcher that I got off of Mercari. And then I just opened this book to a page that I loved so I could see that. Tell them what you just asked me.
I asked her if she'd put ranch on my pizza and hand it to me because I'm too tired.
And I'm sitting here looking at her. I said, do you want me to put it in a dip form, or do you want me to swirl it on? And then I'm realizing how ridiculous this.
And then I called her COVID.
This is that cauliflower pizza. I think it's like 300, I don't know, 300 calories for half, maybe 350 for half, something like that. And then this is the most delicious ranch. Also, these are not available right now. I have looked everywhere. I've gotten them at Home Depot, Walmart, and Amazon, and they are all sold out. So once they're available, I will share them again. Got a few messages about those earbuds. They're Raycon earbuds. They're our favorites. I need to look up my, it's dark in here, there. I need to look up my link. Just take them out of the little charger, put them in your ear, and then kind of twist them. They are the first earbuds that don't pop out of my ears. I don't have to keep pushing them in. I'm going to put the link here and my code. Check them out. What I love about them is they come in their own little case that you not only can store them in, but they charge them as well. The case holds a charge for 32 hours. Your earbuds will hold a charge for 8. And then let me show you what they